I'm not seeing what you showed me.
Okay, yeah, you're not seeing that because I changed it.
No need.
You'll see this.
Okay.
That's what you'll see. Okay, this one is on. So let me go to the zone. I'm gonna open this up.
You gotta take them down.
What's that?
Pen.
Yes.
Yeah, paper right there.
No. Okay.
You know what? Let me do this.
Let me get your pen.
I already sent what I wanted to send to you.
Okay, good. Let me send it back to that. So what I'm gonna do, change the video from here, and I can put it to this the camera. All right, so I'm gonna keep the camera on, so you should be able to see this now on the screen. See, you can see it now on your
Yeah.
screen.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
But I'm trying to figure out which phone is on.
Let's see Samsung.
Let me ask. I have no idea what kind of phone she have.
Just ask her to open up and talk.
To, to open up what?
Open up a mic and talk.
Um,
Samsung.
Samsung. Could you open up your mic and talk, please? I want to identify the feed from the airport. Is that Samsung? We're trying to identify the feed from the airport.
Come on, Monsieur Larry.
Hey, all is well. Which one is that's you? You from Samsung?
Yeah, that's Billy.
Uh,
I at the airport now.
are you at the door, right?
Not as yet. I get there soon. Hold on. I got the log out and then log back in.
Yeah, cool. Let everybody from the airport know. Give them the link also so they can tune in.
Tell him
But
share his camera so we can show
once you share your camera, let's do a quick test. We just want to make sure your camera can come in live.
Like I say, I buy the lot, so I got to go on the door. So
Yeah, I
give
know.
me a minute. I can log out and then log back in.
Okay, but let the Lord know, please, to tune in. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
All right, cool. Yeah, he had enough right now. He will log in. Um, but it's so sensitive. I can't even clear my throat. Oh boy.
once you get it. You should tell president to log on to.
Yeah, I can call him right now. Hello. Yeah. You wanted to do it? Okay, baby, go ahead.
Saying about hey, 2 days long or short.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. It's afternoon, and welcome to another CBTU podcast. We're podcasting live from the Podcast Central for the
One,
CBTUC,
two,
and we're here with Brother Larry Adley,
one.
taxi driver, and he's joined us in studio. And pretty shortly, we'll be joined by the president.
Come and give.
So thank you very
I
much.
got for
And
542
online,
6897.
we have
One eight.
one of our,
It's a four.
what is he? Sorry, go ahead, Brother Larry. Please introduce yourself and
Five
tell
four
us a
two
little
for the
bit about
door.
what's
Six
happening
eight nine
now.
seven for the door.
All right. Like the host said, my name is Larry Adderley. I'm a taxi dispatcher, also a taxi driver at the Independent International Airport.
542
And,
pull around. 6897
Sharing live
1571.
footage
Pull
from
around.
the airport is one of our dispatchers also, taxi driver Willie. He's sharing the live feed as exactly what happens at the airport
How many
with the
persons?
taxi
4 5.
drivers and delivery. All right.
So please tell us a bit about what's going on here.
All right. What's going on here is this is the main international airport. Once the guest leaves the terminal, they come straight across the street. All right. We have some signs that says taxi. We normally have a taxi dispatcher and a livery driver dispatcher.
So ahead. I'm going to
Once
try.
the guests come across the street, what happens is the guest will then indicate,
Taxi.
hey, I want a taxi. Once the guest indicates
All
that
right,
they want a
make
taxi,
it
we would then dispatch a taxi driver to take the guest. What normally does happen,
I really don't tell they come on, okay?
the livery drivers will then intercept.
Once everyone comes out, you look at the bags and
And they
everything.
would
I'm going to
then
give you the
say,
first
well,
driver.
hey,
And then,
would you like to
depends on how many
upgrade?
decide to get
Or
this, they're going to give you the total price. Yeah?
could you mute? Here's the mic. So they'll intercept them and they will be like, hey, do you want to upgrade? Or they would say, hey, you want to ride in a vehicle that does have air conditioning or doesn't have air conditioning? All right. So
So
in so much
didn't
words,
sign up now.
they discredit the taxi drivers and the vehicles that they work so hard for to purchase the service,
Good?
the gas.
Excellent, excellent. So this is the process how y'all operate at the actual airport. And this is what we're seeing live now, ongoing physically at the airport.
Yes.
All right. And who do we have at the airport now? Is he just the regular taxi worker? Does he have some type of
Yeah, shit. I
experience?
get all of them.
What is that all about?
All right, the gentleman in the light color vest, that's the driver of 1099. All right, I'm not sure of his name. Michael. Michael is his name. All right, so he is normally one of the dispatchers. All right, the gentleman over in the black is a livery driver. Now, I'm understanding, and based what I know about the law, a livery driver is supposed to be pre-arranged, not on the job soliciting jobs. So we find that most of the time happening. Also, what they would do is they would make their way inside the airport terminal and they would identify themselves as taxi drivers. All right. What happens is when they give the price, the bogus price, what happens, the guest will then say, hey, these taxi drivers charge me this, but the regulated rate is this. Unbeknown to them, the person who approached them isn't a taxi driver.
I got you.
All right, so we have NAD personnel also in there. Seems not to be able to control them to say, well, hey, you're not allowed to be inside the airport, just as well as the road traffic department. They're present, and it's just like they're not present.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, so that's what takes place on a daily basis at the airport, and it's frustrating the taxi drivers. You have some taxi drivers, they be to the airport from the day before just to get in line for a job, and then here it is, you're in a business now where you're finding yourself competing with people who isn't supposed to even be there, and that creates a problem. All right. Willie, could you hear me?
Okay, you're trying to make contact with Taylor at the moment?
Yeah, Taylor.
Okay. Now we've muted his mic so he
Yeah,
can
what you
unmute.
saying?
He can
You
unmute.
saying, Larry?
Yeah, could you let us know from your viewpoint what normally happens?
Huh?
Could you let us know from your viewpoint what normally happens at the airport
Right.
once the guests come across the road?
You have a nod rep that gets the guests. They the lady right over there in the blue,
Right.
she's a nod rep.
Are you able to
She greets the guests, and
walk
then
over there
she asks them for options.
are you able to walk over there and show us what happens? Walk us through the process.
I can't really walk. So the same lady
Okay.
by the pole,
Right.
it's a nod rep, the lady in the blue.
Right.
And she asks the guests their means of transportation, how they want to pay or taxi, delivery, or SUV.
Right.
In Ghana blue.
Okay. So once that is one.
But most cases, they still ask them if they want to take a taxi. And the guys on the delivery side, which is the block guests, they said it end up intercepting them, ask them if they want to upgrade their SUV.
Right. Okay.
That's just the taxi lineup right here. It's the call up system.
Right.
Or the cars is slow in their rotation.
Right. All right.
We have 7 taxis on the door, 5 cash cards, and the spots on the credit card always on the door.
All right. So do you feel that there's a
5
challenge?
cash cards, credit card, and the spots on the door.
Do you feel that there is a concern on the door with delivery drivers? And if so, what are they?
Yeah, there's a big concern because you have them see like right now this guy he's still interfering with them even though they say taxi. It's the first taxi here.
Right.
And the delivery guy is trying to intercept them and he's trying to get them to upgrade.
Okay. So he'll just basically ask them, would you guys like to upgrade or whatever have you?
Yeah.
All right. So we got some reports
The
also.
lady over there, she's a non rep. She asks them the options in terms of transportation.
Mhm.
And the guests will say taxi. When they walk across, this guy in the black, he drives a delivery vehicle. This is a black plate. He still asks the guests to try to upgrade them to a town car, SUV, or whatever they have you. They have a taxi dispatcher, they have a delivery dispatcher.
Right. Okay. So,
See?
so when that happens, does NAD step in? Is road traffic present? What?
No, in most cases they don't. They don't.
They don't be present.
Like the case.
All right.
All right. And so just
Larry,
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
you asking the question?
No. Go.
it's the moderator here, this Ferguson. Just speaking, I just was wondering because we had a podcast yesterday, and I was wondering if this was some of the concerns that they had mentioned in the podcast yesterday. Were these some of the concerns, or were there additional concerns? Okay, I see Taylor's gone off now, so he's changed live and he's off. So Brother Larry,
Yes, sir.
you could answer for us based on what he showed us there. Is that the brunt of your concerns, or are there more things that you're concerned about?
Well, the concern is basically protecting the brand of taxi drivers. Also, all right. Here it is. Our rates are regulated, but here it is. You have other persons on the door that are livery drivers identifying themselves as taxi drivers and giving these rates that are not regulated. That's number one. Number two, if they can't seem to get the job from the guests, they will then discredit the taxi drivers. All right, that's a practice. Taxi drivers doesn't have any air condition. Taxi drivers charges additional for bags, all of these things, etc. All right, and that's not the case. All right, we have a regulated rate that we go by. First 2 bags go for free. Additional bags are subject to a fee. But when you paint a picture to the guests that, hey, you charge additional fees, it's a vague statement. You break it down. Better yet, you're not supposed to be even there to break that down for them. So what they do is, hey, use us. We charge 1 set fee. All right, that's their strategy, and every day is a new strategy. All right, they're whistling at the guests. Hey, Want to upgrade? Taking the guest bags. The guests already say taxi. They're reaching for the guest bags. All of these things, etc. They loading in the road, loading in the crosswalk. All these things every day. It doesn't make no sense. On a daily basis, tourism is our number one product, and this will be faced with every day.
Awesome, awesome. So, do you see any solution to the problem? What do you see as the solution?
The solution that I see to the problem is just following the law. Whatever provision is there for them, and whatever provision is there for us, let's carry out the law.
And I notice you're wearing a special type of gear today.
Yes.
Could you please elaborate for us on what you're wearing and what it represents, and tell us a little bit about it?
All right, what I'm wearing is a vest that was designed by the Bahamas Taxi Cab Union for all dispatchers, all certified dispatchers. They issue us this vest to be able to dispatch and give rates and all that different stuff. And yeah.
So, could anybody from the public get one? Can I get one of those?
No, sir.
How does it work? How does it work?
No, sir. No, sir.
How does it work?
How does it work? Well, first of all, you have to be a taxi driver. You have to be financial with the union. All right. Once you're financial with the union and you show yourself in good faith, to be honest, reliable, yeah, you will be considered to be a taxi dispatcher, whether it is on the airport door, the Atlanta store, the Bahama door, etc. That's how it works.
Excellent, excellent. And so, just trying to think a little bit about it as well. Is there any sort of difference between a taxi driver and a livery driver that makes your job easier or makes your job harder? What is the difference between the two?
The difference between a taxi driver and a livery driver that makes my job harder. To be honest, I don't really think there's a difference. The only difference is the rates and the plates on the vehicle. You know, taxi have yellow plate, livery drivers have black plate. All right. As it relates to the services, we are trained by the Bahama Host. We're properly trained. So as it relates to providing service, good service, that's what we offer.
Awesome.
You could check the taxi lot early in the morning before the first flight is down. All vehicles are clean. All taxi drivers are prepared to give their products. And yeah, we offer the service. We meet the demand every single day. And in some cases, over exceed that demand.
Excellent, excellent. And so listen, I see we do have some persons on our Zoom. So we're gonna go to the
Hey,
Zoom and see if there's any comments or questions. Sorry, I think
Larry,
that's
Larry.
Yes. Go
Can we
Listen,
ahead.
go
next
back to
prime
Taylor?
example. You have Majestic wraps on the door, and they soliciting dogs also. They taking dogs what they're supposed to take. Prime example.
Well,
Well,
as it
as it
relates to
relates to
that,
that,
I
I
think
think
I,
I,
as it
as it
relates to
relates to
that,
that,
I think by law they're only supposed to get a certain percentage of the work, and I don't even know if that is even taking place the way that should take place. So that's another can of worm. All right, yeah. So there you have it. Not only livery drivers, you know, causing a problem. There you have it. You see it by the footage. Majestic Tours. You can pull that up again. You could stay live and give the viewers a little sneak peek of what is happening at the airport.
Okay, Taylor, as we wait for Taylor to go live, is there anybody on the call who'd like to make a comment or a question? Could you please raise your hand, and then we'll allow you to unmute and speak. Okay, Taylor has the live
Larry's
feed
the
for
prime
us.
example. See the same thing. I said it just
See
now.
it?
Majestic. He solicited this job, and
That's the delivery driver. See, road traffic is even there. They can't control these guys. They cannot control
just
these
now.
guys.
Nobody ain't supposed to do that, bro. Cause I first sold, bro. I first sold. You trying to brand me, bro?
see what's going on, right? And the road traffic officer is present.
Yes.
Senior road traffic officer.
Okay, so now I saw a hand up, but it looked like I don't know, the person who had their hand up, can you please unmute and you can speak? Shauna, can you please unmute?
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Good afternoon. Yes, so thank you and welcome to the podcast. And I don't know if you have a question or if you have a comment, but please go ahead.
Just a brief comment, guy. I'm just tuning in, and it's very informative. One of the things that I appreciate you
Larry,
guys
Larry, one
One,
second.
one
Larry,
second.
1 second. I don't cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
willing
Like I said
to.
to you just now,
One
the
second, Rosie.
majestic rep, he doing majestic, he ain't no majestic job. He said, listen to job just now from
Look, look, look.
over there.
You see him dancing?
You see
They
that
know what
right?
they
Prime
doing.
example. See, we getting fight down all around, bro. You getting fight down all around, bro. Majestic ain't doing majestic job. He said, listen to job just now and take it to SUV. Every day's a fight down. Y'all know what's going on, bro. Every day's a fight down, bro.
And this the international.
Every day's a fight down,
Oh
bro.
God. You can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make it up.
So, Shauna, if we could get back to you,
Yes,
because
sir.
we
It's
had that
okay.
live feed, so the live was there.
That's
But
fine.
go ahead, Shauna.
That's fine. I understand. What I was saying is, it's very important that this message continues to be broadcast because of the injustice that's going on with the people in the Bahamas. At the end of the day, no one takes into consideration that these people have to feed their families, they have bills, they have mortgages, they have to survive. And if something isn't properly put in place, the narrative it doesn't shift. It's not fairly distributed. So by you guys bringing the revelation of it and not just talking, but actually allowing people to see it, I believe that more justice will be done on behalf of the taxi drivers and those who have been in a slum, not being able to meet their needs at the end of the day. Everybody has to live, and so I commend you guys. I commend you, Mr. Adderley, and you, sir, on your time of bringing awareness to what needs to be stopped and what needs to be addressed. And the Minister of Aviation and whatever, transport, whatever their job is, they need to do their job. If you are put in the position to lead, if you are put in the position to take care of a particular constituency or particular agency or particular ministry, do your job. At the end of the day, the people put you there. I didn't put you there. The people, right? Let's get that right. The people put you there. So if the people put you there, that means that they expect you to execute your job. So once again, guys, continue to be making aware of the ill treatment of the taxi drivers. Thank you for standing out. Thank you for being different and authentic and allowing people to know that, hey, y'all ain't scared. Y'all just doing what y'all have to do to make it better. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And if we could have any hands raised from any additional callers, because we're just about to start wrapping up, because this was a short lunchtime presentation. Is there any other callers on the line who would like to say something at the moment? You can raise your hands. And Mr. Taylor, whilst we're looking for those who's raised their hands, sorry, Mr. Adley, could you just please give us some final comments, what you think, what you want to say as in terms of some of the final comments, what you'd like to say?
Before I go to the final comments, could we allow brother Dr. Edison Butler? He is a taxi driver stationary over from the Royal Towers. So I don't know if he could give his view of some injustices over there on the island as it relates to the delivery drivers. Uh, uh, brother Butler, you could speak to any aspect of the injustice of the delivery drivers. You could unmute your mic and bring forward your presentation.
Pleasant good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Doc.
Yeah, speaking on the behalf of one of the taxi drivers that is stationary basically on Paradise Island, uh, the issue that we have, uh, some of the hotels over there, especially at the Royal Towers. I could speak for there because when I first came into the industry, that's where I started off.
Right.
And the issue that we have there is that the employees of the establishment, Alanis, basically is sell the jobs to the delivery drivers. So they basically they tell the guests that the taxi cars is not suitable for them. They can't hold enough for the taxi drivers is don't have respect. They are not safe with the taxi drivers, and then they turn around and push them onto the delivery drivers.
Right.
And we sit there, and when we do speak out on it, it's like the taxi guys them is get penalized.
Right.
They push us out. They look at your taxi number, and if you speak out, they won't even give you a good job. They basically give all the airport jobs, all the big jobs to the delivery drivers, and they give the regular downtown, the short runs to the taxi drivers. And that's an injustice. We have some nice, decent cars on the road. We have respectable drivers on the road. We should not have to be have a competition on what jobs we should get. They
Understood.
should not limit the taxi drivers just for a short ride and then give delivery drivers or the good jobs. And we've been fighting, and from I came in the industry over a year now, going on to 2 years. I mean, I've been talking to some of the guys who've been here longer in the industry than me, and it's it's like a trend. And I mean, I in the industry, I came to change it. I came to speak out. I'm willing to do what I have to do to make the industry better. It only could go up. It cannot go down. It can't go backwards. It have to go forward. We deserve much more than what we're getting.
Thank you so much for that input. And I know we're coming to the end of it, but we had an esteemed uh, co producer, co presenter, co host, and since he's arrived, we would really like for him to have some input prior to our final comments by Brother Adley here. So I'd like to introduce the esteemed Mr. Munnings, Director of Communications, and so much illustrious titles that I can't mention them all right now. But please, Brother Munnings.
Good afternoon, colleagues, and thank you very much, Mr. Moderator, Brother Adley, and to all of you listening. It truly is a vexing situation down at the international airport for our colleagues in the transportation industry. For the past several months, and more specifically over the last couple of weeks, we have been meeting aggressively with respective ministers. I think some 7 or 8 meetings so far with the president of the Taxi Cab Union, Mr. Tyrone Butler, and his colleagues and executives. And we thought we had a solution, at least a trial run on a possible solution, which was supposed to have commenced on this Monday past for 2 weeks to see if we could resolve the issue. Unfortunately, the Minister of Transport moved away from the agreement, and we are right back now to square one. It's going to be up to the members of the Taxi Cab Union to determine their fate and their destination. We have to stand together, and I can guarantee you, I just came out of a meeting with the president of the Commonwealth of Bahamas Trade Union Congress. He wishes for me to extend his support in every aspect that we can support this prestigious, historic union. As a matter of fact, the Taxi Cab Union is perhaps one of the oldest unions in the history of the Bahamas. Formed back in 1935, the Car Owners Association, which evolved into what we now know as the Taxi Cab Union. Illustrious men like the late Sir Clifford Darling, who led the general strike in 1958, that really caused the Bahamas to change its direction as a country to move toward independence. So you have a tremendous legacy, a tremendous history. And for us to allow anyone, and in particular, a group of men and women who just joined the ranks of the struggle for workers in this country. I believe the Livery Drivers Union has been formed maybe 2 or 3 years ago, to allow them to impede upon the rights and privileges of a historic group of men and women like the taxi cab drivers in this country would be almost criminal, almost um, uh, treason, if I may say, to allow such a travesty. And I really am very disappointed in the Minister of Transport, who seemed to have moved away from the position which he, along with the Honorable Minister of Tourism, had agreed with us to do a trial run of 2 weeks to see if we could resolve the issue. He's come back with a totally different position now, which puts us back to square one. So we are here to support you as a Congress of the Bahamas Trade Union Congress. Our affiliates are there and standing in support. We're waiting for the directive from the hierarchy of the Bahamas Taxi Cab Union to indicate to us their next moves. And as soon as the president indicate what those moves are, we are prepared to stand with you in solidarity to bring this matter to a close. And when we take this action, whatever action directed by the Taxi Cab Union, we are prepared to stay with you until the matter is resolved. There's no point starting something and not taking it to the very end. This is an opportunity for us to fix it, and fix it we will. So thank you very much. We support you, and continue to do what you have to do to stand for your rights, stand for justice, stand for solidarity among us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Brother Munnings. And with that, we're going to turn over the final word for this podcast to Mr. Larry Adley, who has this wonderful vest on that I can't get a vest for. I understand I can't get one. So, Mr. Larry Adley, could you please give us your final words and final thoughts as we close the podcast?
All right, I'd like to thank the Commonwealth of the Bahamas Trade Union Congress and its leader, Mr. Obie Ferguson Casey, for the support that he gives to the Bahamas Taxi Cab Union under the leadership of Mr. Tyrone Butler. Mr. Tyrone Butler has pulled a selective few aside, and I've given some instructions. So those things we can't discuss here, but the time is now and the time is coming. And we are not going to stop. We are not going to stop until this matter is resolved. All right? The meeting days is over. All right? It's not going to stop.
Thank you so much, Brother Adley. And with that, I'd like to thank all involved, thank the Commonwealth of the Bahamas Trade Union Congress, thank all of our partners, our affiliates. And with that, we're going to end. And just before we end, I'd like to say to you, we have a wonderful podcast series coming up. Please join, please subscribe. We're going to deal with workers' rights, workers' attentions, and thank you very much. And solidarity forever. Thank you.